all walking in the backstage area. 80s wrestling, 90s wrestling, 2005 to 2010 wrestling, all around, they're looking down. Lita and Becky Lynch, Jade Cargill, they're all in the crowd. I mean, can't you see all these legends though? Can't you see it right now? Can't you see all the legends all around? Can't you see? Can't you see? They're all looking down. Can't you see all the legends all around? Can't you see? They're all looking down. Bret Hart. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm claiming my moment. My moment. We styling. Boy. We cooking. Hey, we talking fresh dress like $1 million bucks. Big bank like I'm the $1 million man. Ted DiBiase. I walk around with currency in suitcases. Not no Bill Gates. Ted turn the paper. I'm TNA with $1 million stake. We wall like the main event, mafia players. Like 97, I'm Sting with the white face. It ain't no cover like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought out I was finished. Like I'm Tom Brady and it ain't no off season, boy. At the gym, all Monday mornings, y'all on reels, boy. Hey, I'm talking reels like the store. JBL on money. Used to lay out like I'm Dolph Ziggler doing tours. I'm pulling up in green like Hurricane Helms. Feel like I'm in 2004. I was a 1, 2, 3 kid. It was the 1, 2, 3 kid. Woo! Now I'm walking like I'm like the glow on my neck. The golden bell. Finally the Rockets come back to lay the smack down on you, Jabron. Let me talk to you. Let me tell you something. I'm claiming my moment. My moment. We styling and profiling, boy. We cooking. Yeah. Picture big boss moves like Vincent Kennedy, man. They trying to strip me of my opportunities, but I'm not tripping. I'm the man, I'm the champion, my accolades. Long as Booker T, Dread say I'm in the rap game. They say, how many years? How many years? How many years? 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. That's 4 like Snoop D-O-double G's coming through the corridor. Just had to know the D-O-double G. Just for that point alone, I'm claiming my moment. Thought it was over, and they know that I'ma get rich or die trying. I'm like 50 Cent and no 3. It's not many men wish death upon me. It's many women wish life with a king. Now, say it with me. Golden bell. Finally the Rockets come back to lay the smack down on you, Jabron. Let me talk to you. Let me tell you something. I'm claiming my moment.
The first time I met you, dog, I remember when I first seen you. I'm like, damn, who that tall ass nigga there? And living, hey, dude, I thought that was old. Right. Hey, that been bigger than a dope. I looked down. I looked up. Damn, Cole got a big ass foot. What? God. Damn. Why I hate to get a fight. I hate to get in a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then when I talk to you, dog, you were still the same person that I know right now. You know what I'm saying? Super cool, laid back. You know what I mean? Same old dude, bro.
27 years later, it's like nothing ain't changed. You feel so?
Okay, how you know?
I know them very well.
Okay.
Last year I made $1 million flat. Run it back. Triple double stacks, no cap. It's the big show. It's the big show. In my ego, you can check my stats. In the strip club, bitch, that's $1 million rack. Run it back. Triple double stacks, no cap. It's the big show. It's the big show. I've been big, poppin' before my rain. Hopped off the jet, hit the beach with no chains. Big gun on me, Triple H with the gang. I'm the big dog, Undertaker with the name. Gold on my neck like I'm Dusty. Yeah, I'm like Ric Flair, ain't nobody can touch me. Check my watch, bitch. That's a Rolex, looking like a gold boss. Better suplex, y'all need me a new vet. Finna cash a check. Walking around like I'm Muta, flying with the flock, Scotty Riggs. My bitch super thick, like she Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, you know we get it poppin', cashing out and shopping. In the Lamborghini with the seats all dropping. Keep it chopping, money steady topping. Ice on my neck, you know that it's flopping. Last year I made $1 million flat. Run it back. Triple double stacks, no cap. It's the big show. In my ego, you can check my stats. In the strip club, bitch, that's $1 million rack. Run it back. Triple double stacks, no cap. It's the big show. It's the big show. Big man, I could barely stand. Big body boy, walking like the Iron Sheik. Goddamn, I got fans, meet me in Japan. Pimpin' like I'm Vince McMahon. Ooh, I'm making bands. Big man, I could barely stand. Big body boy, walking like the Iron Sheik. Goddamn, I got fans, meet me in Japan. Pimpin' like I'm Vince McMahon. Ooh, I'm making bands. Big house, but I still be in the cut. In the VIP, turned up, acting up. Mick Foley with the mask, so you know we lit. Taking shots, beat it up, leader with the twist. Hurricane with the wrist, got me feeling like a legend. Ready for the ring, making money for the rest. D-Generation X, yeah. I might cop a Bentley, talking about the game, you know that I'm ready.
Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
What's the deal, y'all?
What's good?
What up, though?
It's your girl, the Caribbean Chocolate, Jocelyn Navarro.
Good. It's the one that makes my life.
Now somebody hit my music.
I'm contemplating and chasing, handling biz right now. We never waiting and patient, jumping at the crib right now. Put up my label, we make it staying legit right now. Could call the doctor, we operating, they sick, I say right.
Damn, man. Hey, it had to happen to you. Whew. Hope this ain't serious. Welcome back. You already know this by the sound of my voice. That's right. Welcome to 6'9" JT back in his piece once again. Happy New Year to you all. I hope everyone definitely enjoyed the holiday break. Spent time with your family, hugged on your loved ones. Just definitely glad that we've been able to say that we have made it here to 2026. Rest in peace to all the people that didn't make it. Heart goes out to all the families of the people that lost someone before the new year. But with that being said, it's a new year. A lot of things has happened since the last time we been back. I mean, a lot. We talking about World's End. We're talking about Saturday Night Main Event. You're also talking about the premiere of SmackDown, the Christmas episode. Like, we've been gone for like almost 2-3 weeks, I want to say. So that's a first for us to be gone for that long, but we do apologize. But I had to take a mental health break as well, make sure we spend time with our families. That part. Shout out to Josiah. Shout out to Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. Shout out to everybody that's inside the chat. But a lot has happened. A lot has happened since the last time we've been on. Stranger Things is over with. I was one of those people that thought that January 7th we was going to get a whole new episode. Yeah, I was one of them ones because I couldn't believe how ended. But Stranger Things happened. What else happened? Stranger Things Raw happened. That was pretty interesting. What else happened before? Oh, MJF got the AEW championship off of the Cowboy himself. Cowboy shit himself. Got the title up out for him. So he has the Triple B back. John Moxley's the Continental Champion. Becky Lynch is now the IC champion. Kabuki Warriors have lost the women's tag team titles. Willow Nightingale dethroned Mercedes Moné. She's a TBS champion and one half of the women's tag team champion. So she's double champ right now. I want to say Carmelo Hayes finally got the recognition that he deserved. Finally got that title on him. That happened. That was big moment for the culture. Shout out to my people out there in Turkey. But no, this was a pretty interesting 2025-2026 transition. A lot has happened. Peacock no longer has the library for WWE. That's now trans over to Netflix. But the one thing I have noticed is I cannot find no WCW. So I want to know what they're going to be doing with that. I can't find no ECW. The only way I'm able to find ECW is via One Night Stand in December to this member. But after that, none of that's on Netflix. I don't know if that VPN, that's going to be totally different. But far as the content, all of it being over there, that still hasn't happened. So we'll still see what happens with NXT as it's still there for now. But we don't know what's going to happen with that. Shout out to the people on NG. My bad. Let me check. But that has been a wild ride with that. So I don't know what they're going to do with that content. Maybe they continue to utilize YouTube, which has been doing good for them. Or maybe they shop it around to another streaming app. I mean, obviously their game is to corner all the pockets, right? Another thing that happened is AEW got a lot of recognition from ESPN, WWE's partner. I'm not going to say partner, but, they're on the app or whatever. But pay-per-view of the year, well-deserved. They were on there quite a bit. FTR was on there, I believe. Mariah May versus Toni Storm. That was on there as well. Like, one thing I could say is the perception of AEW, for once it once was, you gotta admit everything has completely changed. And 2025 was a great bounce back year for them. And the accolades are warranted. I mean, Booker of the Year. Like, Tony Khan actually asked Group to take out, the worst wrestling promoter out the picture, and it took out Triple H or something like that. But Tony has been booking. Tony's been booking. He's been cooking. He's been able to keep people engaged, gain more people to come through. 2026 can be a very interesting year for AEW. They just signed Jake something. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens also with, of course, the Don Callis family as it gets bigger. Andrade, he's a free man now. He out here in these streets. He popping up at House of Glory. He popping up at New Japan. Back in AEW, like, I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting year to see what does happen with Andrade, because I think him not being, showcased for that period of time only made the people want him more. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to the CCN family. Shout out to, look, I ain't about to butcher that. I've been drinking gin, and no, that's not happening. Well, shout out to everyone tuning in. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened in this span. Obviously, World's End has happened and it's come and gone. MJF is now your champ. The Triple B is back. Tossed out the, traditional AEW title. Is Moxley turning face? Is he like the last John left? Is this the reason why we're getting this Moxley run? Like, that's a real question. That's a real ass question. That's happening. Continental Championship. And then what was the Unified Championship? Is that still a thing? Like, the International Championship, like, is that still a thing? Is anything still intact? That's what I want to know. Because one of them got to fall off eventually. But let's hop into some rumors. Let's hop into some news. So, first off, inside the rumors and news, Blake Monroe has been rumored to be discussed to be called up. This is via Fightful. And NXT has been getting a lot of call-up lately, right? But my whole thing is with NXT, don't pluck everybody off that roster, because the CW going to suffer. It's going to suffer. The product's going to suffer by plucking up all these new people. I mean, plucking up all these NXT call-ups, right? Like, some of them definitely, they've been there for a while. They need to be called up. Mariah May, no disrespect. Blake Monroe, she's a star. And she would do excellent on the main roster, but NXT kind of needs that, if you kind of dig what I'm saying. Jordan Grace being called up, that's well deserving. I think Jordan Grace has been on the NXT roster with a year solid, year plus. She's had many appearances in NXT before she was signed. So I can see a Jordan Grace. I mean, would I have liked to see her capture the NXT Women's Championship or North American Championship or Women's Speed Championship? I would have loved to see some type of run like that, but we didn't get none of that, man. We got her inside. Yes, congratulations to Willow. We got her inside of a basic matches to put other people over, which is, that's what you do. You put people over inside the business. I mean, you give back. I appreciate it a lot. But her NXT run, I'm not going to say it was trash, but I am going to say it was mid. Because I kind of felt, yes, you could have she's going to put people over, but sometimes you have to be able to drive this character, right? You have to be able to not only just have them put them over, but let them get their shine too. Like, we didn't even have to have a long run with Jordan Grace as champion, to be honest. At any point, they could have put a title around Jordan Grace. They could have put the TNA Knockouts Championship around Jordan Grace at one point, but they didn't. So it was like a wasted opportunity for her NXT run. And to be honest, they're going to hit us with the neuralizer. Like, we're not even going to remember that run because there wasn't a lot of, I'm not going to say memorable, trying to put it lightly. There were some memorable matches, but there were no big memorable moments. That's the best way I could put it. Like, there were no big memorable moments during her time in NXT. And I think that sucks because honestly, like, Jordan Grace should have had huge moments in NXT. She had good matches, but she should have had huge moments. But she is called up. Looks like she may be signing to SmackDown. But I don't know how I feel about Blake Monroe getting called up to the main roster this soon because NXT gonna take a hit. They just lost Javon. He's official like a whistle. He signed, did it on Monday Night Raw doing the commercial break in the US. If you got the VPN, you got to see it live. You know what I'm saying? But that happened. They for sure losing Obafemi. Obafemi left the title in the middle of the ring. that don't tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the title was in the middle of the ring and it cuts off and Oba's gone. And then just previous last week, they had showed the vignette of on him on SmackDown. So yeah, that's about over with. I think Oba's time in NXT is over. That's done. That's finito. That's no longer happening. It's unfortunate, but it's not happening. Another call up that happened, which kind of caught me off guard. Not really off guard. I want to say where they eventually signed that Trick Williams. I'm leaning more so for Trick to be on Monday Night Raw, but I get it. Put him on SmackDown. But you know, with Lash Legend on SmackDown, it makes sense. They tend to keep couples together, right? But honestly, I would have liked Lash on Monday Night Raw too. Well, I don't think we got too many sisters on Monday Night Raw wrestling on the women's roster, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Somebody could fact check me on that one, but that's when, I mean, Naomi out. Can't count that. But don't get me wrong, no matter where he signs at, he's going to be a big presence. Obviously, the moment his music hit on SmackDown, it was immediately over. The fans recognized it. The pop was louder than the week before, and he officially signed with SmackDown. Got into the ring with Sami Zayn, had a little moment there. I think it could be a good fit, but once again, I don't need him to go through anything that Melo went through, which I'm pretty sure he's not going to go through that because him being a bigger guy. But I would love to see Trick Melo gang one time on the main roster. Make that happen. Back to the rumors, though. In the news, that he is free agent. Kobe Carino is a free agent. He did not re-sign his NWA contract, so he's going to be out there on the market. My question is, where does Kobe Carino land himself? Because that's an interesting question, right? Obviously, AEW is a place where he can filter himself throughout the ROH system and then get on AEW TV. Or he can go the TNA route. TNA is on AMC. TNA can really, I'm not gonna say they could really use some fresh blood, but I believe they can benefit. They can benefit from him. TNA, I think, will do a better job showcasing him. If he goes to NXT, he gets the star, you know, they turn him into like a superstar basically. But with TNA, they're gonna do the right type of exposure to keep him relevant and not damage the character. I think TNA would probably be the place. Also, another free agent, David Finlay from New Japan. So there's been interest with David Finlay. There's been interest from all across the board, but he's discussed the possibility with WWE. So WWE has been discussing him internally. Now, I think it's dope if he does end up going over there. You know, he's with his pops. Gets to go underneath that learning tree. Gets a chance to, you know, wrestle the WWE style. I mean, if you ever seen him work New Japan, he can go. Like he literally his daddy's son. He can definitely go. But I think if he gets this style and this type of exposure, it can definitely put him over. He'll definitely be a star, but I think he would probably benefit more in AEW because of the ties there, you know, to the RIP Bullet Club, which passed away. The first time since 2013, there's no Bullet Club. That's how you know you get old. When things are no longer there that used to be there. But with that being said, also rumors and news. JC Jane has also been in discussion to be called up to. So once again, rating these rosters and plucking the right people. Now, don't get me wrong, JC Jane has been on that roster for a minute. If anyone is one person that need to be called up, it's definitely her. It's definitely her. What happens with Toxic Attraction if she gets called up? I mean, not Toxic Attraction. Fatal Influence. I don't know why I keep saying Toxic Attraction, but what happens with Fatal Influence? What happens with them? Do they call them all together as a group? Do they call the whole faction up? That's one thing that you can consider. I'm not mad at it if they do call her up, but you can't call her Jordan Grace to the main roster and Blake Monroe. Like, you taking real big hits with your roster at that point. So I think at this point they can probably get one or the other. And if it's me, I'm going JC Jane because NXT really need Blake Monroe right now. Also, another set of rumors and news. Jay White is still not cleared for in-ring return. So we don't know when it's going to be. But we know he's been out for a minute. He's been out for a minute. I would love to see him return. We got to see him at New Japan doing Tanahashi's last match inside the ring. So I don't know when he's coming back. But I'll definitely like to see him back, but I want to see him healthy, number one. I mean, this going to be here regardless. And it's Jay White. Ain't like the people going to forget. Want to say, oh, my bad. I've not been paying attention inside the chat. I do apologize. Yo, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. SBK, what's going on? The topic is the upside down. The whole entire wrestling world's been turned upside down. It's like I feel like we in another dimension, like on Stranger Things. Fallon goes up, Lane stays, then gonna get aged out of NXT. Yeah, that can happen too. You know, we got some NXT lifers that have been there forever. Toxic attraction, fatal influence, potato potato. Yeah, I don't know when Jay White is gonna return. I would love to see him back. Hopefully by Double or Nothing. That's my prayer. You know, I would love to see him back soon, but once again, I want to see him healthy more than anything. Other thing, the rumor that was floating around was Chris Jericho was coming back to Monday Night Raw, and it didn't happen. He's still on AEW's roster. He was in LA doing the whole time Raw was going on. Now, Scrap Daddy himself dropped a couple teasers doing his promotion for Raw, talking about break the walls down, you know, doing the promo and who can break the code. But I don't know what happens with Chris Jericho. I don't know what happens with AEW. I know Tony Khan just did a recent interview on Unlikely. Make sure you'll check that out with Adrian Hernandez. But I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I really don't. Does Jericho get his last run in WWE? I'm cool with it, you know, if he does, just as long as it's not like on some Goldberg type shit, just running through all the young people. Yeah, we got punked. We definitely got punked. How did y'all feel about that Stranger Things Monday Night Raw collab? That's what I really want to know. Me personally, I dug it. I dug it because like I just finished the show. I literally just finished the show. But I definitely dug it. Didn't like the action inside the show. It wasn't, you know, you look at last year's premiere, you look at this year's premiere. Total night and day. The stars were out for the Netflix premiere. You had The Rock there. You had Hollywood A-listers in the front. Everybody was out in the crowd. We got here, you had a couple sports analysts, maybe like a few musicians in the crowd, but it wasn't nothing like the Intuit Dome last year. Like this, come on, you had Roman versus Solo. And then we get to this one, the CM Punk versus Braun Breaker, and the women's tag team championships on the line. That women's IC title was on the line, but there wasn't a lot of pop and circus. There wasn't a lot of excitement. I mean, I'm figuring if you're gonna do a Stranger Things collab, maybe have one of the cast members show up. You could have had a dude that played Vecna in the crowd, dressed in full Henry gear. Like that would have been dope. But I did enjoy the set. The set was pretty nice. They did a good job with the aesthetics of that. And even with the intro, that was pretty cool too. All right, let me get to the comments real quick. Could Andrade contract go away for an early Chris Jericho AEW release? I think Andrade's contract problems actually became over like a week or so ago because he showed up in House of Glory. Yeah, he showed up in New Japan as well. So, and he showed up in AEW. But maybe that was the pun. How about y'all let Andrade out this contract and I'll go over here to WWE and sign. Like, I don't know. There could have been something behind the scene. Mimi says it was a regular Raw episode with Stranger Things decoration. I did notice the chapters. It was cool, I guess. I liked that episode. It just wasn't saying Netflix anniversary collaboration. I agree with that. it didn't give any of that. It just gave like, you know, kind of felt like a Halloween episode of Raw or something like that, right? Minus like the goofy costumes that, you know, they have the stars wear. But I don't know. It fell flat. 4 matches. I will say that starting off with Stephanie Valkyrie, you know, coming out in the boot and then getting the tap by Raquel Rodriguez, like that was pretty dope. Becky Lynch regaining her IC title back. I like that. Hopefully it goes the direction of feuding with Bayley again or feuding with AJ Lee. Either one of the two. I do like what they did with Maxine though, but obviously she's taking no time because she just got married. Just not this past weekend, but the weekend before. My timeline's mixed up because, of course, the new year. But yeah, she just got married, so she'll be out for a while, going on that honeymoon. Congratulations to the newlyweds. The Kabuki Warriors dropping the title to Rhea Ripley and to Io Sky. Was I a fan of it? No. Am I a fan of long title reigns? No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of long title reigns. I do not like long title reigns only because you really don't help the rest of the roster. I mean, they'll have a good match, but you know, people love to see them titles, especially on people that they get behind. But needless to say, the Kabuki Warriors do end up dropping the titles to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Do y'all think that was too soon, or do you think it was the right decision? Let me know in the comments. But it happened, so now we're going to get this Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss going up against Riho for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I see the game they're playing, you know, with it. You know, because AEW's Women's Championship is already talking to town, so they're trying to keep the conversation going with the Women's Tag Team Wrestling. But you know, it don't matter to me. Short title reigns are cool. I just was not expecting a title switch. The only title switch I was expecting was for the main event. That's what I was expecting. Let me see. As a non-watching fan, too soon. Yeah, it was too soon. It was definitely too soon. I feel like the Kabuki Warriors literally just won these titles like maybe 40 days ago. I'm not even sure. Somebody Google it for me. But it was not that long. Matter of fact, I'm about to Google it now. How long was the Kabuki Warriors reign? So, according to Google, not me, you know, because I ain't about to claim it, but it was literally 56 days. 56 days, 4 shy away from 60. So they ain't had the titles a whole, 90 days. At least give them a 90-day, tryout, But yeah, that happened. So we are going to get Alexa Bliss, and we're going to get Charlotte, and we're going to get Rhea Ripley, and we're going to get Io Sky. What they do with it, I don't know. Does it happen on SmackDown in Germany? Does it happen on an episode of Monday Night Raw? Do they hold it for the Royal Rumble? Which I really hope not, because that'll mean that they're going to be competing twice, all 4 of those ladies in that match, because they're not going to leave them out the Rumble. One thing I was not expecting the drip. I was not expecting Javon Evans the bouncy one himself, pause, to be called up this soon. When I say that, that took me by surprise. It really did, because he's so young, right? And he definitely has the talent. He has the talent. He definitely speaks to the younger generation, right? So he's going to get that reach. But I was more so thinking about that NXT roster, because in my mind, I wanted Javon to be in NXT at least until like December at the very latest. I was not expecting like first of the year, first episode of Raw called up. Has he had matches on Monday Night Raw and matches on SmackDown and matches in AAA and everywhere else? Yeah, he has. But I was not expecting that. This is big for him. Congratulations. One of the youngest people, no, the youngest person on the main roster. Like, that's big. Like, this may be reminiscent to 1-2-3 Kid, right? Being a young kid on the roster and getting these crazy wins and winning in crazy fashion. Like, they can really recreate that with Javon Evans right now. I mean, of course, difference in style, but they can recreate that type of feeling. So he signs them in their Raw. Was not expecting that. The Usos come through the crowd, yeet yeet. We the champions, putting the tag team division on notice. That was pretty much it with that. We get to the main event. We got CM Punk coming out with the varsity jacket, like the Steiners. I ain't gonna hold you. That bitch tough. That's a tough jacket. I ain't gonna hold you. I would definitely they get something like that. I'm gonna have to get that myself. Yeah, Dirtbag, they did, bro. They put the rocket on him real quick. And that's one of those things. Once again, I think he'll be able to handle it, because he handles himself well with NXT, going to AAA. I just would have liked to see him really just go all across the board in NXT, capture one of those titles once again. Another person which I thought would have at least grabbed the championship in NXT, but it didn't happen. But yet again, on the main roster, let's see what Mimi says. If they thin out the NXT roster, they will have to pull from Evolve to NXT. Is there enough talent to spread out, to spread around like that? So, yes and no, right? I'm going to say yes because they have literally so many people signed to the roster, right? And this also includes the AAA roster, which is part of the company. They can spread it. They can spread it out, spread it real thin, spread it wide if they wanted to. They can cut this thin, but the thing is, how many of those people that they're calling up from Evolve, or how many of those people that they're pulling from AAA will be WWE style ready? You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, there's a lot of training. They're going through basics and learning how to work that style. So that's the major question. If they thin it out like this, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to step up. You've seen Ava say, who's going to step up in the promo backstage right before, Oba's dropping of the title. But yeah, I agree with you, Mimi. They're going to spread it too thin. They really are, because you're losing a lot of star power. When I say a lot of star power, a lot. Obafemi being the biggest star power that you have. Trick Williams, gone. But it was time for Trick. It was time for Trick, and to be quite honest, it was a little bit time for Oba too, right? I think Oba was on the NXT roster, 3 years? 3 years, maybe 4? Because he started out on Level Up, which is not a show anymore. But That's before the accident and everything. Let me see. Let's see how long NXT over Femi was on the roster. Because I know he was with the NIL. So yeah, bless me. Yeah, he was on the NXT roster from 2022 till obviously this past Tuesday. So a good 4 years. So yeah, it was time for him. I could see Javon. Once again, congratulations to young brother, but it was just so much undone. Now, what he can do on that main roster is it's going to be unbelievable. He can be feuding with Dominic Mysterio. He could be the next IC champion. He can pull off an upset on Gunther, So there's a lot that he can do in this situation. They just have to make sure they handle him right, because the last thing I want to see for Javon is for them to do him how they did Melo for a year. Like, we don't need that for him. Okay. Oba was super over and needed the call up. The longest reigning NXT champion, 2-time NXT champion. I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. With him, he was ready. That's 4 years. He ready. He put in the work. Nobody was stopping the ruler. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's stopping the ruler. That one ready for. I wonder how many other call-ups they're going to do. Like, it makes me wonder what's the plan with NXT at this point. Because if they go snatching the talent from Evolve, which they've already kind of been doing, then that WWE ID program is going to be running a little bit hectic, because it looks like they're going to start snatching people from the independents to feed them right to Evolve, from get to Evolve to the NXT, and then so on and so on. I think it can happen. See what Dirtbag had to say. Evolve has good talent. Cappuccino Jones, yes. Tate Wilder, Matthew, Cartwheel, man, listen. He is special. Jake Cartwheel is special. That match he had in AAA was killer. But I think every person that you name, honestly, would be a good fit on the NXT roster. But what happens to the Evolve roster? Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie First Sunday. Like, when the manager, not the manager, but the janitor comes in, he's coming to clean the church. But Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan holding everybody hostage, and he's like, oh, that's just the janitor. He come clean the church. He hardly can hear and he hardly can see. So they're like, hey, not right now, man. He's like, but this Sunday I clean the church. Well, you have to come clean tomorrow. So he goes, well, what about my Monday appointment? I can't get to that to Tuesday. What about my Wednesday appointment? I can't get to that to Thursday. Like, so this is the type of situation that I see with the NXT Evolve situation, because they're going to have to really be out there snatching people up from the ID program to get them to Evolve in order to keep that feeder system going and keeping it solid. You know what I mean? Other news, big shout out to Maya World. Maya World and Ham was signed by AEW, officially signed. So definitely shout out to her. Shout out to both of them. Young prospect, been in the game. Want to say 2-3 over the last 3 years or so, 4 years grinding. But yeah, congratulations. That was pretty big. Opportunity came knocking. She opened up the door, her in hand. BK says Oba started ready. Yeah, that man came out the gate Super Saiyan. Like, came out the gate of Super Saiyan. Like, you know how hard Goku had to fight to become a Super Saiyan, and Goten was just born a Super Saiyan. He had to do much to even, level up. That's Oba. Oba Femi is Goten. But yeah, he came through. And yeah, he was definitely primed. Once they put on the accent, it was over with. You couldn't tell him nothing. Over man. Let me see. Yo, Devin, the tribal chief, was good, bro. Acknowledge you. Ethan has to be. Listen, you call up Ethan Page, then what? Who the hell? I mean, well, shit. If you call up Ethan Page, call up Ricky Starks. Call up everybody. How about that? How about we phase out NXT and just say WWE Evolve and then main roster? If we talking about just calling up everybody on the roster, like no. Let me see. The ID crew has talent. The women's champ, Lady Luck, she's NXT Evolve already. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many ways that they can go with that. It really is. But I know we were talking about CM Punk versus Braun Breaker. So Braun Breaker, CM Punk, that happens. Couple moments and that was a little bit scary. William Regal had just put out the tweet like over the holiday break talking about like all the crazy bumps and everything, and Braun Breaker has what 2 within like the last month. And it was pretty scary trying to hit the Frankensteiner. I do believe like sometimes slow and easy can look better. I mean, not saying extremely slow, but I don't know, definitely safe a mistake. But you know, small little botch, it happens. He bounced back from it. That's one with CM Punk where his shoe came off. But it was a pretty okay match. I don't want to say it was the best thing, but the longer it went, you know, it was like, okay, I can get with it. But obviously, CM Punk comes out the winner. A lot of people thought that Braun was going to take it. I was one of them people. I thought Braun was going to take it on Raw, and then maybe we get to Elimination Chamber in Chicago, and CM Punk has to fight his way back into the main event of WrestleMania to win the championship. But I'm not actually mad at him taking the L, Braun Breaker, because I know the payoff is going to be sweet, right? And Netflix said from the jump they wanted to see Braun in this position, like they could see him as the face of their brand. Basically, that was discussed even before this happened. But CM Punk, which the homies over there at Public Enemy have done him old man Punk. But CM Punk holding the title, I think I could see him holding the title, honestly, past Mania. If not SummerSlam at the very latest. But if he does get pinned for that title, I think it's Roman Reigns that pins him. But Braun Breaker will be in the mix. I don't know who he beats to get the title, but the title going to be around Braun's waist before the end of this year. But Raw itself, just like maybe said earlier, just felt bland. It felt regular, and nothing felt big time about it besides the stage that they had. New Year's Evil, pretty nice. I already mentioned, you know, some of the things that's happened with New Year's Evil. They had a weird segment with the Ethan Page in the ring with damn near the whole undercard of NXT. Jasper Troy comes out. Then everyone else on the roster comes out talking about, you know, how they want to challenge Ethan Page for the title. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I know it's going to be some type of fuckery. You know it's going to be some type of fuckery, but we know what's happening. But we did get the, you know, obviously the winner. Oba Femi does go over Leon Slater in a very good match. Very, very good match. I think Leon Slater is definitely going to be one of them ones. If already is one, right? But we had a few things. Ricky came out, cut a little promo. You know, he definitely going full heel Ricky, which I've always been a fan of heel Ricky over face Ricky. When Ricky get on that mic and start being obnoxious, it definitely plays into the character. But I'm more so worried of what's going to happen to Ricky. Because if you remember, he pulled up at Reality of Wrestling and put them paws on Zillify 2. So what if Zillify 2, what if Zillify 2 is crossing the threshold to come to NXT? That could be on the table. But we have that go on. We had Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame. That happened. I want to say it was a pretty memorable match. Paxley did defeat Izzy Dame. She went over. I mean, the crowd was into it. I didn't fall asleep on it. So, JC Jane versus Kendall Gray. Obviously, we know how that went. JC Jane went over Kendall Gray. The women are the life force for NXT. They carry that whole entire brand. Like, we started off the whole show with women. I just want to put that out there. Thea Hale did an open challenge, taking out the John Cena. Izzy Dame came out and beat Thea Hale for the championship. So, once again, may have started off a little bit rocky, but Izzy Dane came back and, she ended up coming through. But like I said, the New Year's Evil, it really didn't. Like, I want to say SmackDown was the only thing WWE related that was actually hitting. You had the debut of Matt Cardona on the main roster. That was surprising. You had the official announcement of Trick Williams on SmackDown. You had the Jordan Grace segment. You had Ray Phoenix in the back with Trick. Like, SmackDown was the one. You had the ambulance match that went on. Like, SmackDown was definitely, out of all three of those, that was the one. And I don't know, maybe because it was the first 3 hours SmackDown of the year, it was that good, but I enjoyed it. Let's get to AEW, though. AEW, where was that? We talked about AEW a little bit earlier, talking about winning all these nominations and awards from ESPN, best wrestlers, best tag team, best promotion, best pay-per-view. It's almost like the slogan with us becoming an actual reality at this point. But AEW held it down yesterday for their very first show of the new year. I mean, if you count Collision, which I think was Tabor, I want to say. But they held it down. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the fact that Andrade's back in AEW. So I don't know what we're going to do with this Don Callis family. I just know there's too many damn people inside of it. At this point, they passed Wu-Tang Clan. Like, this is Alibaba and the 40 Thieves at this point. It's too many damn people in this faction. But if we're going to speak on it, keep it a buck, easily the best show so far this week. NXT hasn't really, not NXT, SmackDown has a premiere. But no, the first Dynamite of 2026 was actually pretty good. Continental Championship Eliminator match started out Moxley versus Shelton Benjamin, aka Benjamin Button, aka Forever Young, aka Babyface, aka the older I get, the smoother I get. Yeah, we talking about him. We talking about him, man. My bad. Let me check the comments. This version needs some kind of goal. Can't take it. Then can't take then scenarios as good as bad hills. Yep, I give you that one. Kendall Gray, JC Jane was a hell of a match. No, the women, once again, they carrying the whole entire NXT roster. The women is carrying the whole entire company. And I keep saying that. This is 99, 2000 NWO. Everyone is a part. Nah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Shout out Sports for You, man, as well. Let me see what else we got. Going back to AEW, though. Do apologize. This match damn near went 20 minutes, right? If you put the intros in there, it was well over 20. When I tell you, ain't no reason that Shelton Benjamin should be still this damn good at this age, bro. Like, he moved like old Shelton. And he out there putting in work. John Moxley with these open challenge. I mean, with the open challenges in the matches, you know, the last John of wrestling. As I say, as far as big major name, right? But it's definitely one of them, man. John Moxley and Shelton Benjamin put on the banger. Shelton Benjamin was in there throwing John Moxley around, hitting him with them suplexes. It's a very, very good match. Very good match. He had his own Suplex City going on. Let it be known, Brock ain't the only person that throw these. What else do we have? Going back to Dynamite, do apologize. Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks going up against the Man. Now, apparently, Luchasaurus is hurt. So, you're going to see the Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks teaming up for a while. Speaking of teaming up, like we got Dallas Cash coming inside the house. What's up?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just running through this AEW real quick.
AEW doing what they do best, focusing on what they are best at and putting on quality wrestling shows.
Yep, definitely is. They are definitely doing that right now. And it shows. But we move away from that. Obviously, this match was a good little banger, man. The Demand. I didn't think that the Demand was going to be as over as they are right now. Ricochet being the national champion. You know what I'm saying? The Gates of Agony. Having them there, I think it's probably time to throw those AEW tag team titles, or at least put them in the discussion. Shit, it's so many championships within AEW and ROH that you can do something. Because if you're going to have Ricochet in a faction, everybody around him need to be dripped. That's just the way I feel. I don't know about you, Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think Ricochet fits in nicely wherever he's at because he's been able to make everything work no matter what he's been given. And when you think about all the decorated history that Ricochet pertains to, again, he's a guy that can fit into a system. And you think about trios matches, you think about tag team matches, you think about being a part of a faction, going on his own single. Ricochet is the Swiss Army knife, and everything that he does has purpose. I feel like, in hindsight, where Ricochet is right now is perfect. Because by next year, expect to see him in the main event title scene. I think that the time will be coming for him. But right now, I think he's perfectly fine where he's at right now.
Yeah, definitely is. His comedy work is there as well. So gotta add in that aspect as well. Another thing is that, of course, the Young Bucks and Jack Perry go over, and we end up moving on from there. They obviously got something going on when we talk about the demand as far as with the quote unquote bounty that they got out there. But the match itself was a banger, man. It really was. It looks like Omega's going to be inside the title picture to go up against MJF. So can't wait to see what that looks like.
Honestly, like with Kenny, you know, he hasn't really been in the main event title picture for a minute. So going back to him, you're going to get reliable wrestling, and expect the promos between him and MJF to just kind of be all over the place, just because Kenny fits in different aspects of what he does. And I think MJF is going to do what he always does, and that's bring the best out of his opponents. Now, do I think Omega is going to be holding World Championship gold? Well, that remains to be seen. But again, never count Kenny Omega out. You know, he is the diamond in the rough. He is the cleaner. He is everything. But if One Wing Angel shows up for MJF, it's going to be a long night. But sometimes you just got to pepper the salt of the earth.
Yeah, I hear you on that. You talking about it's going to be a long night. It's going to be night. It's going to be
goodbye
night.
And good night. Wow.
Yeah.
Bang.
Definitely, man. RIP Bullet Club. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, Bullet Club is cooked.
I mean, first time since 2013, no Bullet Club, but they still gonna keep it alive. I mean, you still got the Good Brothers out there. They just did an episode of NWA Power, so they'll be there as well. Speaking of NWA, EC3, a free agent.
TNA.
Yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely.
I would love to see him back at TNA. Love, especially what TNA's doing. What AMC helped, they just signed BDE, so now they have their YouTuber, right? Looks like everyone has a YouTuber inside their company. You have what?
Shit. Well, I mean, with what TNA has going on right now, I agree. EC3 would be perfect for it, and with some of the talent that they have there, like a match between, you know what I'm saying, Leon Slater and EC3 would definitely cook. Frankie Kazarian and EC3, like they have a lot of things that they can revisit. And I would like to see AJ Francis and EC3.
That's the one I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see that, because the ego would be off the charts.
Listen, that promo battle will be diabolical.
Yeah.
No, EC3, I think it's a layup for TNA.
Yeah, I think he is so too.
If he goes that direction, yeah, I think it's a real solid layup for TNA. TNA definitely can land this. It just all depends on if they're talking the right price.
We got somebody from Libya here.
Yeah, shout out to the people in Libya, man.
Oh, that's what's up, yo. Yeah, we from Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for stopping by. I did not know we had people out there in Libya. Like that's dope.
Yeah, shout out to the people all around the world, worldwide watching, man. We got Livia in here earlier. We had some people from Germany. We also had people.
How are we reaching those people? Like what are we doing different?
I don't know. Just talking to the people.
Okay.
Yeah, just talking to them. But we got people in from Turkey as well.
Gaddafi.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Shout out to the people out there worldwide. That's
Dallas Cash. Nice to meet you.
I know it's early in hell in the morning right now.
Probably, yeah. It's
So,
like 11:46 p.m. over here.
Yeah, so shout out to starting out your day with us over here at CCN Marshall Mike's. But yeah, that EC3 TNA, that's obviously a layup. That has to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll be shocked. What if it's the AEW route?
I don't know. Oh wait, okay, so something happened. I got cut off. I just don't see. Honestly, it's up to EC3, but him in AEW, I don't feel like he'll stand out as much as he would in TNA.
Okay, how you know?
I know them very well.
That never fails. Yo, was Cheech here earlier?
No.
Okay.
Nah, think Cheech hit me up a little bit ago, so I gotta check the text messages. But I will say that whatever his decision is, I definitely like to know. You know, so please holler at your boys. What else we got? Shout out to the people in the comments, man. Y'all are active today. Thank you. John Cena. Love it. Also, AEW, just to go ahead and wrap this AEW portion up. Bandino versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy got busted open. Pause. He got busted open the hard way. I don't think that doesn't make it sound any better. It really doesn't. But y'all get what I'm saying. It was a very good hard-hitting match. Bandino still ROH champion, but at some point, man, y'all gotta leave Bandino alone. Like, if you're not there to take off his head, just don't show up for the match, bro. Because Bandino out here cooking people in the blitz.
He on real demon time right now.
No, real demon time, man. Real demon time. That match, once again, another banger. They produce A quality matches almost that whole entire night. Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir. I thought, this was pretty cool. Having this go down, it was a pretty funny match. I mean, it wasn't like the best thing on the card, right? But the comedy aspect was. Of course, Tony Storm ends up getting the DQ win due to interference, and that's what ended up causing this match. Of course, the Death Riders and everyone else getting involved. Moving on from there, though, a lights out match to start 2026, bro. Hangman Adam Page and Swerve going up against the Ops. Now this was graps. This was definitely, the people out there doing the grapples. I really like that. Once again, we are finally getting a showcase for Hobbs. But you already know my problem. Who is the dominant big man on the AEW roster?
Keeps changing every time.
No, well, I'm going to say it's nobody because they haven't
established who that is.
No, they haven't propelled anybody. And you got too many big people on that roster not to propel them, right? You got the Murder Hawk. You could have got Lance Hoyt over.
Brody King.
That's a layup. Hobbs. You got Jake something now. Or Jake Hoyer, as they're going to be calling him. You have a lot of assets, and you have not used them. in what the 6 years that they've been around.
Mm-hmm. Think about it. They didn't really utilize Wardlow as much as they could have.
Yeah. Warlow's another one. It's like, man.
And think about it. I mean, you can kind of put Lashley in that too, because Lashley's a big dude.
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah. Lashley's also hurt right now too, but I get what you're saying. Like, there's no way Lashley should have been tag team champion.
Nah. That's like putting the Speed Championship on Dr. Wagner Jr.
Or putting the Speed Championship on Jasper Troy, which is actually a real thing.
They really did that too.
At this point, I'm waiting for him to do the whole bit with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in the back and throw the title on the trash.
At this point, give the United States Championship to Fabi Apache.
Somebody. I'm going to say this though. This match definitely slapped. It was definitely a banger. I do like everyone getting involved. Hook being back inside the fold definitely does my heart good, makes me smile. I love to see ignorant shit happen during matches. I will say Hangman Page showed his ass, Swerve showed his ass, but when does he not? I'm gonna tell you one thing I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling this new theme song.
Oh, no?
No. It's a no for me, dog.
It's like I've had enough.
Yeah, it's enough. Like, don't get me wrong, and that's like the worst part about being a wrestler and someone that raps, right? Remember the one time they tried to change our Truth theme song and it immediately flopped?
Yeah, nah, they eventually changed it to that instrumental, but before then it was it was fine just the way it was. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like Nana's still dancing to it, right? He's still doing his thing with the dance, right? But I don't know. It just don't hit. When you hear that, that Swerve when I drive, like it's a bop, right? You can't deny it's a bop. The hook, at least. But not feeling the song, dog. But this match was crazy. You had reverse buckshot lariats. You had Hook saving Hobbs. Jim Ross on commentary. Like, it's a lot. It felt really good. It was a very, very good match.
We could do without the Jim Ross on commentary
for many other reasons.
For many reasons,
which Devon will definitely explain, or has explained already. If you haven't read, I think Devon just explained it again.
And honestly, I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm not one of those people to quickly point out that he's race baiting. Devon doesn't really go on record and say anything about anybody. So if he's coming out and saying that, I believe him. Why would he have any reason to lie? What does he gain from lying? Nothing. He's just telling his story. So I believe Devon.
No, same. I don't think Devon out here blowing smoke, man. I don't believe it. I think this happened. It's a real deal. Devon, like, hey, I'm gonna tell my story. Y'all gonna hear me. I don't know, man. They got to figure out a way to fix not AEW, but AEW is fine. AEW has won many awards, Sports Illustrated, ESPN. I mentioned it earlier, which that is the home of WWE's PLEs. Like, that's hilarious to me. That your competition swept you inside the awards. They've been preaching for the last year or two. AEWs were the best wrestle. Now they actually have documentation that says this is where the best wrestle.
Shots fired.
Yeah, big shots, man. But yeah, that WWE got to fix it, bro.
I think WWE's problem is we don't have. I won't say we don't have. We have future stars, but we don't have future superstars because of WWE's panic booking. And right now, I don't know what they're doing with Cody and Drew. Like if Drew McIntyre is not going to beat Cody Rhodes, it should not even be a thing because I don't want to see it no more. Like we've done this song and dance, and right now the only thing that keeps WWE relevant, in my opinion, is the women's division.
Yeah,
because of what the women bring to the table, and they're doing it better than the men. I actually no BS. When the men come on, unless it's people I want to see, I turn it off because if it's not like New Day or AJ and Dragon Lee or Punk, the Usos, Roman, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, some of my favorites, I'm not watching it. You know, Kevin Owens is not on the roster. It's like you keep getting the same thing over and over and over again. I'm just not. There's no variety with the men's division because I don't necessarily know what they have going on that will captivate my attention to make me watch. The women just go out there and put on a banger, and they have different stories that they branch off of that I can get into. So I I just don't. I ain't feeling it. And it could be a number of things, but I'm just not feeling the product the way I used to.
yeah. I think what keeps people engaged is just nostalgia, right?
Yeah,
Like that's what it is. Like if the big three had that level of attention that the NBA gets, do you think the conversation would kind of switch? The big three has a nice concept, but once again, the NBA has done things maintained the same. I mean,
right.
they switch things up, obviously, All Star Game and all that. But you know, you look at WWE, it's like they're not going to switch the formula that's brought them success, right? The McDonald's is not going to switch the ingredients to the Big Mac sauce if they've been selling billions of Big Macs every year. And unfortunately, they're going to have to change the ingredients. They're going to have to because at this point, the ingredients of 2 matches back to back, 3 matches back to back, 4 PLEs back to back with no end result, that gets stale inside your mouth. It really does. Pause again. I know that's my third one this year, but it's my third. It's my third one this year, bro. It's my third one.
This is getting crazy out here, bro.
But when you look at it though, it's like,
Hey, Faith.
what's going on? And that's hold on, that's Faith.
Yeah, that's Masioko.
That's Faith. That's my tribal queen. Shout out to ATD who had a dope interview earlier. Make sure you go check that out.
Oh my God, I meant to pull up for that, but I had a family dinner to go to. Oh my, I meant I wanted to say some things to her too, like, but I got to check that interview out.
Yes, man. Please do. Please do. It's available on the YouTube page for Knowledge of Dynasty. Make sure you go there. You go check it out. They have Val and Anawani that came on, uh, daughter of the late great Secret Top 5-2. I mean, and all you. So make sure you go check that out. The ladies did a good job. Moni and Leslie conducted a great interview. Go check that out. But yeah, they're gonna have to switch something up. They're gonna have to do something because at this point, wrestling wise, AEW already has it. Now they're starting to get it storyline wise.
Right.
AEW's big problem before was the storylines. They didn't have meaningful storylines. Now they have that. They got the wrestling now on point. There's really no other things that you can really bring up as an excuse to say, they're not better here. They're not better.
I think the marketing could be better.
The marketing?
Yeah, I think that's the marketing, and the production has to be better. Let me explain. So, with AEW, how many people know about AEW off the rip as a casual wrestling fan that you don't have to tell people about the history of what AEW is? It's like somebody could be like, oh yeah, I remember when AEW did blah, 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 like how people reminisce about WWE, TNA, ROH, or whatever. AEW needs to be in that same limelight. It's the same as she's trying to steal Dom Steez. No, I mean, Sammy's usually, he's had a stash like that, but not to that degree, So, I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't know, man, but they've got it down. They got it down packed at this point. With TNA debuting next week on AMC, this is gonna be big, bro. Like, so many surprises could happen. We know that to be true, and a lot of those things may happen. Like, we did mention EC3. What if EC3 shows up on the debut of Impact Wrestling, Thursday Night Impact on AMC? What if that happens?
Shit, put him up against Steve Macklin. Bulletproof.
Put up against Bulletproof, but that international championship ain't around his waist.
Don't matter.
It ain't Ralph though. No, stop. It ain't Ralph. Another cool thing that happened while we on break, bro. The Righteous are now in TNA.
Dig what I'm saying?
Dig what I'm saying, bro. I dig it. I dug it. For we are righteous, but the Righteous are inside TNA. They're going to be feuding with the Hardys. That's another big one, man. That's another big one to look at. Like, just far as talent wise, what they have going on within the company. They just had a contract signing with him and Mike Santana for the TNA championship. Does Mike Santana regain the championship back?
Yes, because right now that's what everybody wants. And why put so much momentum and give this story so much juice if he doesn't get it back? Like, what are we doing?
No, real talk. Order 4 are going up against Elijah and the Hardys for the debut episode. We'll recap that right after the debut episode. We also got TNA Genesis happening on the 17th as well. We got Legging Yi going up against Danny Luna, Knockout Championship. AJ Francis going up against his former first class homie, Rich Swann, 1-on-1. That's going down.
Shout out to Young Kings Wrestling.
Shout out to my brother Reek. Shout out to my brother Reek. Shout out to my brother TC Fontaine. Make sure you say the whole thing. Yeah, but the Righteous and the Hardys tag team championship on the line, that's going to be going down at Genesis as well.
Yep.
So they're kicking off pretty hard inside the paint. They are. They're going to be kicking off pretty well. I can't wait to see what TNA has in store for us. But
yeah,
I want to say that we touched on pretty much a lot of things for the show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for swinging through. Make sure you do this, okay? Listen, too much negativity can have you unbalanced mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Spread more positive vibes. That's right. More positive vibes, okay? It takes very little to build someone up than it does to tear them down. Please think about the logic inside that message. The message is very simple. You know what I'm saying? Why tear down when you can build up? think about it. But with that being said, also I need y'all to do this. I need y'all to make sure that you are definitely liking, subscribing, following us on all of our platforms, whether it be the Book of Faces, IG, Twitter, now known as X, the TikTok, the YouTube, as well as Threads. I'm on there, but I'm not on there. You'll get a post via IG. You won't really catch me interacting on there. But if you drop a DM and let me know that you sent it, I got you. I promise I got you. Also, make sure you following the lovely people over here at Coach Clash Network. Make sure that you are following, and I'm not even gonna do it alphabetical order because I know I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna try. Make sure you follow in Knowledge of Dynasty. Make sure that you follow yeah, I'm not gonna do this alphabetical order. I already messed up. Make sure you follow JB versus the World. Make sure you follow the Humble Roses. Make sure you definitely follow the Main Event Mamas, as well as the Mimi Morning Show. Follow Mimi. Sports for You Wrestling. Make sure you're definitely following them. Also, don't forget to follow Chaz as well. And we need you to also to follow the homie Two Fly Wrestling, follow Get Your Podcast, follow Marshall Knights. Then follow our extended families as well. Make sure you're definitely following the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast, also Black Wrestling Podcast. Can't forget about the Tribal Chief Devin. Don't forget about him. You got anybody you want to throw out there?
Yeah, shout out to R3 Jonah,
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Hernandez.
Yeah, unlikely.
Beyond the Bell podcast. Shout out to them. Public Enemies.
Yes.
Shout out to them. Young Kings
Sucio
Wrestling.
Boys.
Sucio Boys. Like it's a big extended family that we have out there. Shout out to Cleric of Chaos. Shout out to Megan the Impact. Just so many people just doing it right now.
Queen's Takeover.
Shout out to Fightful. Shout out to World Elite. Like I said, it's just a lot of people. So
Circle of Debate. Can't forget about it.
Oh, I definitely can't forget about Circle of Debate. It's my peoples over there. I love them. So, shout out to all of them. Huh?
Just in Time, Job of Tears. Can't forget about those wrestling girls as well. Down for the Count.
Shout out to Lovely.
Yeah, Lovely Vo getting ready to drop a new podcast as well. Also, got to give a shout out to Mimi.
You shouted her out already.
No, the other Mimi from Black Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, okay.
the first Mimi that I knew.
Right.
That Mimi. But yeah, make sure that you're following all these great people, Powerbomb Jitsu, also Society Pop Culture 101. Make sure that you're following all these great people. Make sure you're following Culture Clash Network, available on all platforms as well.
Yep.
Once again, make sure you love on your people. Make sure you do something to change the world for the better instead of making it worse. And also, RIP to all the people that we have lost at the end of 2025.
And the start of it, and start of 2026.
Yeah, and the start of 2026. Yeah, man.
So, that death don't wait, man. That's the crazy part. Like, death don't wait. I want to send some RIPs out. RIP. My boy T. Ross, he used to watch the show. It's crazy. Shout out to my boy, RIP Rob. RIP Amber. Like, I lost like so many people the last couple of years. It's just life is crazy, man. Life is crazy. Death is humbling. That's it.
It really is. Yeah, man, it's been a tough year.
It just started.
Yeah, definitely gotta give a RIP to two of my classmates that I lost. RIP Christina Clark, who passed away during the holidays, and also RIP to Natasha Hudson, which that one definitely shocked me. But RIP to the people that we lost. Free all the real ones, and yeah, love on your people. With that being said, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Thank you to all the people that pulled in through the chat. Thank y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all. But on that note, I'm gonna pull up out of here. I'm gonna pull out like some of y'all daddies should have, because y'all ain't doing nothing with your life. You need to do something. And I'll leave you with the clip from the South Florida Boys podcast as we pull out.
Dog, I remember when I first seen you, I'm like, damn, who that tall ass nigga that is? And living, hey, dude, I thought that was old. Right. Hey, that been bigger than a dope. I looked down. Damn, Cole got a big ass foot. What? God damn. Well, I hate to get a fight. I hate to get in a fight.